How's it going, everybody? This is Mr. Benone. I'm going to show you a quick video about fraction bars and how we use them in the classroom. This is a real helpful tool, especially when kids are doing anything that has to do with comparing fractions, finding equivalent fractions, and also when they're doing tests and they just see those fractions and don't have a visual. Real quick and easy. Check this out. So first, what I have kids do, I have them make a bar, and this will represent 1 over 1, which is the same as 1 whole. Now, I have them take those outer lines that come down, so then they can make another bar the same size, the same exact size, right under it. I had them split that in half, which most students by 3rd grade are able to do, and I had them label each part. There's 2 parts, so the denominator, the bottom number in the fraction, will be 2, because in each whole, in this one whole, there are 2 equal parts. This is 1 out of 2, and over here is another 1 out of 2. These are halves. Alright, next, what we are going to do is, and this might be a little bit tricky for kids, but once again, I'm bringing these lines down on the side, is I like to have them go in the order of whole, halves, fourths, and eighths to see how they're all connected and how they are all related. And then we'll get to thirds and sixths. It'll all align at the end of the video. So I have them take down this line from the halves and partition or split these halves in half. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. So each of these are fourths, and each of these represent 1 out of 4 or 1/4. So these are fourths. Next, like I was saying, what we usually do is have whole, halves, and fourths. I bring these lines down. This is not perfect, but it's very close to being the same size. Now, I bring this line down like halves. I bring these lines down because I already have my fourths there. And I'm going to partition each of the fourths in half. So here we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. And there we go. And as you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal parts. So the denominator for all of these are going to be 8. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. And they're 1 out of 8. So 1/8. That is the unit fraction. Each of these represent 1/8. So now it's clearly obvious to me if I'm trying to compare 1/2 and 3/4, which one is larger and which one is smaller. So you can definitely see that 1/2 is smaller than 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. We have this visual to help out. Now it gets a little bit tricky when you want to do thirds and sixths. We'll get to that right now. So what I have kids do is make another bar right under, and they're going to kind of reset. See, I kind of messed up. So if you mess up at home or you see your children mess up, just have them erase and start it over. Bring these lines down. And remember, errors are presents that promote discussion. They're gifts. I'm going to turn this right into, let me write 8s over here so we don't forget that. I want to see another 1 over 1. Another whole. Another whole. And I'll rewrite that over here so then you can see 1/2, as we already saw, is less than 3/4. So the alligator mouth, the crocodile mouth will eat 3/4. Now we are going to, once again, you can see how this 1/2 trickles all the way down. I'm going to make another half because this is going to help me out with thirds and it's going to help me out with 6. Trust me, I promise. I see this, I'll break it up in half. These are 1 half. This is another half. Those are my 2 halves. And now to make thirds, I am going to bring these sides down, make another fraction bar. I'm looking at the line where the halves is, and I'm putting a line a little bit ahead of it, a little bit before it. I'm looking at the line where the halves are, and I'm making a line a little bit after it. Now, it's not perfect, but it's really close to being 3 equal pieces that are the same size. I have 1, 2, 3, so that means 3 is going to be the denominator, and each of these is 1 out of 3. So these were halves, these were thirds, and now I'm going to make 6. I'm going to bring this line down, and I'm going to use my thirds to help me make 6. I'm going to bring these lines down for thirds, and I'm going to cut or partition these thirds in half. Now notice I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts. That means the denominator is going to be 6. And then the numerator is going to be 1 because these are all 1 out of 6. So these are 6. Now it's kind of clear this is going to take some repetition and practice to kind of get it to be very close in size. But it's a good practice. This can happen every single night. The more practice you get, the more practice kids get, they will be able to do this independently. And then it's going to come second nature for them to be able to know that 3/6 is the same as 1 half without even drawing this. To know that 2/3 is less than 2/6 without even having to show it with these fraction bars. So it's really, really important that kids are making these fraction bars every single night. All right, like I said, this is Mr. Bonhomme. I hope this was helpful because fractions is a tricky subject. It gets really, really murky in 3rd grade. Not only are they learning about equivalent fractions and comparing fractions, you got to know how to do it all on a number line, which I will send and create another video about. Peace.